welcome back to another video, and today I just want to talk about my thoughts on the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie. Movie that you either think it's the worst piece of media ever, or you think it's the best piece of media ever. What are my thoughts on it? Well, you're gonna have to watch the video to find out. That's how this works, alright? I don't tell you my thoughts until the end. You wait, and you be patient. Alright? Anyways, before we start this video, please click like and subscribe. I want to get to 200 subscribers before the end of the year. And we're kind of getting near the very end of the year, but we're also so kind of close to it. So please make sure you subscribe and let's get on with the video. So, how are my thoughts on the movie? It's practically my same thoughts on the first film, which I know I didn't do a video on that, but let's start with the first thing. Practical effects are amazing, as I feel like everyone can agree that for these films, yeah, these practical effects are just amazing. Jim Henson Workshops, you are an absolute goat at just creating practical animatronics, puppets, and all that stuff, as you have been for the past 50 years. So, not really too surprised, but you know, it's so weird seeing the characters in real life somewhat. So, but yeah. Practically the same thoughts. I mean, though in this film, they did have to do something a little bit differently than the first film. And that's the amount of characters they had. I mean, one complaint I've seen people bring up is, how come the Withers are only in one scene, basically? And I kind of understand it. First off, you already have a ton of characters to fit in, like, what, an hour and 30 minutes, maybe 2 hours? So, yeah, that's a lot of characters. With the first film, you have like 5 characters who really do anything. I mean, you could have Shadow Freddy and the Easter egg characters, but they're not really going to do anything well and there's like 5 characters that do anything. But now in this film, like, let's look at the game. The first game had like 4 actual characters who would do anything. The second game had like 11 characters that actually did stuff. So that's like way more, that's more than double the amount of characters. So, of course, fitting that in like a 2-hour film is just not something you could physically do. And you also have to make costumes for all those characters. And animatronics, though, from what I can tell, this film just mostly used costumes and not much actual animatronics. Because in the first film, they used 4 different versions of each character. 2 costumes and 2 animatronics. This film, I think they mostly just did costumes, and some characters were just entirely animatronics. But yeah, still, I mean, a lot of characters to do, a lot of characters to make. And so, yeah, I think obviously the practical effects are just well loved. Everyone gets it. Mangle is awesome, and seeing the puppet in real life was pretty cool. Circus Baby was awesome. I mean, yeah, everyone can agree. I think everyone can agree the practical effects were just as cool as ever. And even adding characters that weren't even in the original game was pretty cool. I mean, they added Springtrap and Circus Baby, 2 extra characters you didn't even need to do. And they were like only in one scene, so I mean, but I'm glad they put their full effects on that. But still, anyways, other problems with the movie is that some people don't like how the characters are acted, and like, yeah, I can kind of agree on some stuff, though I don't understand why people are mad about Charlie's reasoning for, like, why is she so mad? Like, why is she not going after the killer? Because by everyone's knowledge, I feel like it's pretty reasonable. She's mad at parents in general. Plus, the killer is already dead. As far as everyone knows, the killer is gone, and no one like, Mike didn't really think about him coming back. So like, I feel like everyone. I think it was kind of obvious that Charlie and everyone just thought he was gone. So, like, Charlie was like, well, like, the number 1 guy on my hit list is gone. I guess it's for number 2 on my hit list, all parents in history and stuff. So I feel like that kind of makes sense. Plus, we saw at the beginning how rude parents were, so from her point of view. I don't know, it makes kind of a lot of sense to me. Though I wish they got to use puppet more in this film, the actual puppet, but, you know, kind of understand it. It's not easy to puppet a bunch of things. Plus, the effect of the eyes and the actual merging was pretty cool. Though one of my friends in the theater asked, why can't do that in the games? I mean, no, but, like, who cares? It's a cool effect. Plus, we never even see what the characters can really do. It's a ghost. You could do anything you want with them. You could just do whatever you want. I don't understand why some people are complaining that doesn't make sense, when literally this is a franchise with a bunch of stuff that doesn't make sense. I mean, we have ghosts possessing animatronics and robots that are way more advanced than anything in the time periods they were released in. Come on, I feel like a puppet possessing people is not the craziest thing out there. And anyways, yeah, characters, all the characters in general about same thoughts on me. I mean, the idea, Michael Afton, I hear, was pretty controversial, but I mean, I guess it makes sense because it's a new film. It's a film series, so you have to see, you can't just shove everything they have the games in. This is supposed to be more of a novice, like newcomer film-ish, but still be made for the fans, so it's a difficult thing to work in, but you know, I could have done it way worse. That's always my motto. You think this is bad, you don't know what true garbage is. I'll say this, to the people saying this is an awful film, what are you watching? You must be watching like only the best of the best, because gosh, I'm just so used to watching horror. There's just like so many things that are way worse than this film in terms of acting, in terms of plot. Like, you guys act like this is like the worst film in history. No, this is like not. Now, this is also not the best film ever, because some of you guys are acting like this is a 10 out of 10. It's not a 10 out of 10. It's not a bad film. Not a bad film. But it's also not a good film. I mean, like, it's not a great film. It's pretty average, I'm gonna be honest. My final ranking is at the very end, but still, it's... Yeah, some of you guys are acting like this is a sin against God, and some of you guys are acting like it's the greatest piece of media I've ever... No, it's just a fun, cheap horror film. It's not that scary. It's just a nice, fun film for the fan. It's just a nice, fun film for the fans, and if you're a kid forcing your parents to watch it, you know, it's a nice, interesting film. You're watching it to watch Freddy Fazbear kill a couple people, all right? And to those who are saying, why is it not rated R, shut your mouths. I don't understand that argument. It's just so stupid. I mean, FNAF is not really that dark of a franchise. It's not even that scary of a franchise, let's be honest. Like, none of the games are really too terrifying, if you know what I mean. Like, really, the scariest things in the games is a jump scare that lasts for like 2 seconds, and then like a couple seconds after that, you're like, oh, well, that's fine. Even the games, the main problem with all the games is that the problem with jump scares in every game is that they don't last long, like, scaring-wise. Like, once you get jump scared a couple of times, you just stop being scared of it. That's like that's the thing you see in almost every person playing the Five Nights at Freddy's games, is that eventually they just stop being scared of it entirely. It's just not there anymore, fear-wise. But yeah, so yeah, hot thoughts on the movie. It's a nice, cheap thriller, some stuff, and if you believe it should be rated R, you're just incredibly not smart, because like, what, and if you, the people who said it should be more like the FNAF VHS tapes, those are just fan-made, and I don't understand why you would want that at all. They're just VHS tapes that are not official, and it's just so weird. And I don't want to beat this argument with a dead stick, because this has already been beaten out before, but still, it's like, FNAF is not that dark of a franchise. The darkest it gets is by just a little bit of blood. I mean, most horror films, just in one film, are darker than the entire franchise. All the games are rated teen for teen. Am I crazy? Why are you guys asking for, like, rated R stuff? If you want rated R stuff, go watch the fan-made stuff. There's plenty of it. This is a film for, like, teenagers and all that stuff. This is just a nice horror film that you could maybe bring your kids to watch without them getting too scared and everything. And even then, it's just like, I don't know. I just never understood that argument that why is it not rated R? Like acting like FNAF was the most scariest and bloodiest thing ever, when the worst it gets was a little bit of blood. Incredibly small amounts of blood. I'm talking barely anything. And the worse it gets is by mentioning stuff. Even in the books, the worse it gets is just by depicting the items, but never really showing you anything. And yet some of you guys are acting like, gosh, the FNAF is just like the scariest thing ever. FNAF is somewhat scary, but it's just not like anything too crazy. Yeah, I just don't want to beat that argument with a dead stick, because it's a dead argument and it's just the stupidest thing ever. It's like those arguments where I don't know. It's just crazy. Anyways, my final thoughts on the film. It's a nice 6 out of 10 or a 7 out of 10. A nice film to watch. It's like the Minecraft movie, a road trip film. A nice film to watch when you just want something to watch. But it's nothing to take too seriously. It's just a film to watch when you're bored or something. Cheesy, little that, it's just like the Minecraft movie. Same rating as the first film and the Minecraft movie for me. 6 or 7 out of 10. Maybe an 8 out of 10, but nothing too crazy. Just a nice film to watch when you're bored or because you're just a really big nerd who loves to see all the references. Anyway, guys, that's going to be the end of this video. Hope you all have a wonderful day, and see you all later.